In a small town nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there stood an old, abandoned mansion. The locals whispered tales of strange occurrences and eerie sightings that plagued the house. For generations, it was believed that the mansion was haunted by Djinn, mysterious and malevolent spirits from ancient lore. Lara, a curious historian with a penchant for the supernatural, arrived in the town with the intent of uncovering the truth behind the mansion's dark reputation. She rented a room at the local inn and spent her days interviewing the townsfolk and poring over old documents in the town's modest library. One evening, after gathering enough information to pique her interest, Lara decided to explore the mansion herself. Armed with a flashlight and her trusty notebook, she made her way to the outskirts of town as the sun dipped below the horizon. The mansion loomed ahead, its windows dark and its structure foreboding. As she entered the mansion, the air grew noticeably colder. Lara's footsteps echoed through the empty halls, and she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. She began her investigation in the grand foyer, where she found intricate carvings on the walls and ceiling, symbols and writings that hinted at the mansion's troubled history. Suddenly, a chilling breeze swept through the room, extinguishing her flashlight. Lara fumbled to turn it back on, her hands trembling. When the light flickered to life, she saw a shadowy figure dart across the room. Her heart pounded, but her determination to uncover the truth kept her moving forward. Lara ventured deeper into the mansion, discovering rooms filled with antique furniture covered in dust and cobwebs. Each step seemed to draw her closer to the heart of the mystery. In one room, she found an old, tattered book filled with tales of Djinn and their malevolent deeds. According to the book, the mansion's original owner had dabbled in dark arts, summoning Djinn to grant him power and wealth. But the spirits turned on him, cursing the mansion and its inhabitants. As Lara read, she heard faint whispers echoing around her. She looked up to see ghostly figures materializing in the room, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. Panic surged through her, but she forced herself to remain calm. She knew she had to find a way to break the curse. Recalling a ritual she had read about, Lara gathered the necessary ingredients from the mansion's various rooms. She created a protective circle with salt and lit candles around it, chanting the incantation she had memorized. The Djinn grew more agitated, their whispers turning into wails. With a final, desperate effort, Lara completed the ritual. The room was filled with a blinding light, and the Djinn shrieked in agony before vanishing into thin air. Exhausted but relieved, Lara collapsed to the floor. When she awoke, the mansion was bathed in the soft light of dawn. The oppressive atmosphere had lifted, replaced by an eerie calm. Lara knew the curse had been broken. She left the mansion and returned to the town, her notebook filled with the incredible tale of her encounter with the Djinn. The townsfolk hailed her as a hero, and the mansion slowly began to lose its reputation as a place of fear. Lara's story of courage and determination spread far and wide, a testament to the power of confronting one's fears and uncovering the truth hidden in the shadows. Lara's encounter with the Djinn had changed her. Though the town hailed her as a hero, she felt a lingering unease, as if the Djinn had left a mark on her soul. Determined to ensure the mansion remained free of dark forces, she decided to stay in the town longer than planned. One night, while she was studying the ancient book she had found in the mansion, Lara noticed a passage she had missed before. It spoke of a hidden artifact, a talisman that could either protect its holder from Djinn or, if misused, summon them again. Intrigued and worried, Lara knew she had to find this talisman before anyone else could. The next day, she returned to the mansion, now bathed in the eerie tranquility of a place that had faced its demons. She explored rooms she hadn't before, searching for any clue to the talisman's whereabouts. Hours passed, and just as she was about to give up, she found a hidden compartment in the library, concealed behind a bookshelf. Inside the compartment was a small, ornate box. Lara opened it to reveal a gleaming silver talisman, inscribed with the same symbols she had seen throughout the mansion. As she held it, she felt a surge of energy and a connection to the supernatural world she had only glimpsed before. Lara decided to take the talisman to an expert. She contacted Dr. Amir, a renowned archaeologist and occultist who had studied Djinn lore extensively. Dr. Amir agreed to meet her in the town, and helped decipher the talisman's secrets. A week later, Dr. Amir arrived, and together, they delved into the talisman's history. Dr. Amir explained that the talisman was indeed a powerful artifact. It had been created by a sorcerer to control Djinn, but its power was volatile. If used incorrectly, it could summon a legion of Djinn. One night, as they were deep in their research, they noticed strange occurrences books falling off shelves, sudden cold drafts, and faint whispers. Lara and Dr. Amir realized that the talisman's presence had begun to attract the attention of the Djinn once more. Determined to prevent another disaster, they decided to perform a protective ritual to neutralize the talisman's power. They gathered the necessary materials and chose a night of the new moon to perform the ritual, when supernatural forces were at their weakest. As they began the ritual, the air around them grew thick with tension. Shadows danced on the walls, and the whispers grew louder. Lara and Dr. Amir chanted the incantations, their voices steady despite the growing sense of dread. Suddenly, a powerful force knocked them to the ground. The room filled with a swirling vortex of darkness, and from it emerged the Djinn, more furious than ever. They had been drawn by the talisman's power, and now they sought revenge. Lara and Dr. Amir stood their ground, continuing the ritual with renewed determination. The talisman glowed brighter, and a blinding light filled the room. The Djinn shrieked in agony, unable to withstand the combined power of the ritual and the talisman. With a final surge of energy, the light engulfed the Djinn, banishing them back to the realm from which they came. The room fell silent, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted once more. Exhausted but victorious, Lara and Dr. Amir knew they had succeeded. They sealed the talisman in a lead box, ensuring it could no longer attract Djinn. Dr. Amir took it to a secure location, where it would be studied and kept safe from those who might misuse it. Lara returned to the town, her heart finally at peace. She had faced the darkness and emerged stronger. The mansion, once a place of fear, was now a symbol of resilience and courage. And though the Djinn were banished, their tale would live on, a reminder of the unseen terrors that lurked just beyond the veil of reality.